Today what we're going to be doing, well, we're going to start expanding into a small orchard in my backyard. So come with me today as we go in and we add some more trees to this place because I need more fruit. I do. So I wanted to show you what I have in my quote-unquote orchard at the moment in the backyard. So there's just a few trees here, not a lot. That's why I'm slowly over time going to be kind of adding along this strip here. So we have an orange tree. This orange tree has been looking more and more sad. Then of course we have our carambola. I have paid so little attention to this thing. I need to figure out why it's been sad because it's generally looking very sad. I do think it gets probably way too much sun for what it likes, which adding some other trees around it might help is my thought. If you're really good about star fruit, carambola trees, love to hear some advice. Then of course we have our mulberry. So my idea is that I'm gonna add a couple calamondins way back here, calamondins. So this is what calamondins look like, calamanzis. They get these, almost look like tiny oranges. And this one's loaded right now. There's so many fruit on it. So I'll be making lots of calamondin or calamansi juice. We've done it like a calamansi like lemonade type thing. It's really yummy. It's kind of like a lime lemon is what I can tell you, sort of in that range, but not exactly like it. And they stay pretty small. I mean, this is about as big as it gets. Every now and then I've taken off a little bit of the top just because it becomes too hard to reach. And I want to be able to harvest it. But I've got 2 more in pots, which will go right back there. And then we'll add another mulberry tree right there. And then, oh no, wait, no, I wasn't gonna add the mulberry's gonna go right here. Mulberry, and then we'll have some calamondins back here, which will give a little bit more shade to that marlberry because that likes deeper shade than what it's getting right now. So having something extra will be good. Can you see my marlberry? There it is, way back there. So we can see about both these calamanzis is that besides the fact that they've gotten like 8 to 10 feet tall, what I think it's great about keeping these on the taller end that I probably wouldn't have thought of until I had some experience with them is that the giant swallowtails that you can use these as a host plant tend to like higher up plants. They don't really want to come down low. So letting them have some pieces that are really way up high gives them the space to land, get their little babies out there, and then fly on. And the giant swallowtails tend in our yard to follow along the edges as they move around. They don't tend to come through the middle of the yard at all. So I really want to be able to have them, because they love coming through this corridor right back here by the marlberry. They come through there a lot, and then they'll either go this way or they'll go that way. So giving them 2 more plants pretty close to hang out on and maybe get some more giant swallowtails, because I love giant swallowtails, clearly. It's the symbol for the channel. So we'll put these here. They'll have 2 more, and then this will give us just some more calamondins. They don't really need full sun. They can do like a semi-shade pretty well. The one on the other side of the house does the semi-shade, and it looks pretty good. Okay, let's put a hole in the ground. Well, that was pretty sizable. Okay, just put that over there. So we'll dig our second hole, and then what you probably saw me do is I was just clipping off the thorns and the lower branches because I'm going to keep it more shaped like a small tree, and we'll just let it do its thing, and we'll look for new growth in the next week or 2 because that'll tell us that the plant's looking like happy. Oh, and if you're wondering, the tool I'm using is a mattock. I think I picked mine up at Home Depot. You can get them online too. These are why I like using these. I mean, do they dig the most efficiently? No, if you have really loose soil, but when you have stuff in the ground like roots that are like an inch across, or you saw I had like a giant rock, if we've got stuff like that, these really can help you work with what's going on without having tons of different tools, which is why I like using a mattock, especially near large trees where I'm going to definitely get some meat. You know, they're small roots, but for like a shovel, you're going to not get very far with it. So that's what this is, mattock, M-A-T-T-O-C-K. See how big of roots I'm cutting through? Just to give you an idea, that's what it cuts through really, really nicely. You see how big these spikes are? Now, if you're seeing these and getting really intimidated by those giant thorns and you're like, ooh, I would never do a calamandan or a calamansi, like, I don't want to deal with that. If you buy it from the store, it's not going to come with those. That's because those are grafted versions of calamansis. These were grown from seeds from my calamandan. So that's one of the differences, is that a lot of times when you don't graft citrus, lemons, limes, they can all have those big thorns on them. So the store-bought ones will not tend to have any of those. I would guess 99% of them won't. And you can pick these even up at, like, you don't have to even go to a specialty tropical store. Like, I've seen them at Home Depot and Lowe's. So if you're interested in getting like a small citrus plant and that doesn't take up a lot of space, calamansi, usually it's listed as calamandan, would be a good choice. You may be wondering, Jacqueline, aren't you sweating a lot wearing a black shirt? A little bit of sweat. That's why I try to do stuff early in the day or late in the evening so it's not crazy hot. And the nice thing about a black shirt is it hides how much I'm sweating. And if you want to get one of these Wild Floridian shirts, I'm really excited because I hit 10,000 subscribers. Now I got a merchandise shelf. So if you're watching this on your phone or on a laptop, if you just scroll down a little bit below the video, you'll see the little store where you can get your own Wild Floridian shirt too. So check that out if you would like one, and then you too can hide your sweat while you garden. So we're still getting mulberries right now. Not enough that's really worth to do like a harvest, but more enough just to come through, pick a few, be happy, and go on with our business for the day. So, gotta get some cuttings for making a mulberry tree, because I need to get another one in the ground. Oh, and this is where I'll do a video next week to show you kind of all the steps to it, but let's just get like a cutting in the ground. That way next week you can see how far along it gets in just like a week or two. I'm getting a couple extra. I need to give one to my neighbor. I gave him one last year. He accidentally killed it. So he's funny. He also accidentally killed some of the papayas I gave him. He says, he's like, I put them in the ground, then I forget that I put them there, and then I go, oh, there's a plant I don't expect, and I pull it as a weed. And then later I go, oh wait, I think that was something that I meant to plant. So him and I were talking last night, and he was basically like, yeah, you know, I killed that mulberry. And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go do another round of propagating mulberries. You want some? And he's like, no, I don't want to inconvenience you, so I'm gonna totally make him some. That way he's got some mulberry trees too, because I know he really wants them. So yay for Mr. Cliff. Come, Gloria. Let's go back. Let's plant some mulberry. So I'm thinking we're gonna put it right around here. It's a little bit further out than I put the other ones. I'm trying to keep a big grassy open space. I know, a lot of you are probably like, because you guys have commented, you're like, I'm so surprised you have so much grass in your backyard. But it was actually really intentional that we've left so much grass in the backyard. Both my husband, Ben, and I played soccer growing up, and it was our hope that as the kids get older, they want to play soccer, and our oldest is just really getting into it. So we'll come out here and kick the ball around. So I do want some open space, you know, to go play some soccer, and some of the ground covers that are native, not so great for running around for soccer play. So for now, grass will continue to hang out here, but that doesn't mean we can't do some great things with edible plants and wildlife. Natives. I just want to leave still like kind of a decent sized space for running around. But I think if I just come out right here, this would be a really good spot. It might shade out some of those hibiscus, which do get taller, but I think they'll be okay. Well, they might not be okay. Who knows? We need more mulberries. That's the priority. I'm thinking right about here. So let's put these, well, a couple of these in the ground. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do right here, right here, right here. Okay, this is why I like the mattock. I just need to make a tiny, teensy tiny hole. We'll do two and see which one does better, and then I'll pick. Yeah, there. Ow. My bet, the smaller one. Can you guys see these guys? Oh my word. All right. We're gonna put a little bit of mulch around it just to, one, make sure we don't mow over them, and also to help kill out the grass around it. Hi, blue jays. I hear you. Don't. Circle. Thumbs up. Voila! Look at it. Isn't it looking great? Oh, I'm super excited for this. I'm excited that I'm gonna have more marmalade, which I'm not necessarily knowing what I'm gonna do with calamansi marmalade. I'm excited that I've got already my one mulberry. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on with the star fruit. And we've got a whole nother set of mulberries that are gonna come in right there. And so we're just gonna have more and more fruit so that we can be more environmentally friendly, more self-sufficient. I'm super excited about it. And if you need help with what to grow and when to grow it, go ahead and get your free seasonal gardening calendar at www.wildfloridian.net/calendar. And of course, next week, hang around because I will go into more detail about how to go and propagate mulberries for free, which who doesn't love free mulberries? Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.